All right. So my name is Alexis Longeri, and the purpose of this interview is to gain an understanding of how different cultures and ethnic backgrounds contribute to establishing an anti-bias curriculum for early childhood education. Please be advised that only me and my professor will see this interview, and this interview will take about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on about how long we go into each question.
Okay.
Can you tell me your name, a little bit about yourself, and about your profession?
My name is Allison Robbins. I'm 29 years old, and I am from Tampa, Florida, which is very diverse, which is awesome. And I got into this profession because I needed something to do with like my theater background, and I loved kids, and I always did kids musical theater like programs. So I just thought like teaching would be a good step for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I got into it. Also because I was that kid that didn't really have a lot of friends, and was kind of by herself all the time. So I thought I could connect with other kids that have that same problem, or need that little extra, hey, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm an adult. That would have been nice when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really great reason to be a teacher, is because you want to make those children feel welcome and part of something too. Like they're worth something. So
I like that. Why did you get into? You just kind of said this, but was there any particular like moment in your life where you kind of decided that you wanted to get into this field?
I think it was like when I was like 18, 19, and I just kept going to college for all these different things and switching majors. I want to be a nurse, and maybe I'll try this, and nothing really worked out or stuck until I started teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I taught dance at first, and then it like developed, and I just started teaching gym. So I think it was just like a happy accident that I fell into teaching, but it was a good one, and I probably should have thought of that one first. So
yeah,
I kind of wanted to do more things myself. Like I want to be on Broadway, and then I was like, okay, maybe I should just go teach theater because it's not working out. Not getting to Broadway. I'm still in Florida.
Yeah. Awesome. So what kind of education or training have you needed to obtain to get into this field?
Well, I haven't finished my bachelor's, but I did get my AA. I just didn't go the next step because life and things happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get my 40 hours and my DCF credentials for preschool and everything like that, and my CDA for that. So I'd like to continue. I just haven't really stopped working enough to do it. You don't have time for a school when you work 6 days a week.
I know. I'm right there.
Yeah. But I would like to eventually. I'm not going to give up.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I think that, getting into this field for me has been awesome. I love it. I have been working with kids over a decade now, and it's my favorite thing. and I'm good at it. And so, anyway.
Yeah, and that always makes you feel good too when you're good at it. And also, I just like to play. I was that kid that didn't. My mom was like in a room all the time, so I just played by myself. So I'm like, let me play with stuff. Let me run around.
Where I know we're here, but for the record, where are you working now, and what do you like about it?
I work at Sun Country Sports Center, and I love working here because one, I just think it's really well run here.
Mm-hmm.
But I like being able to teach children real gymnastics with real equipment, and getting to see them grow and get stronger and braver. It's just super cool to see that progression from when they first start your class to when they leave to go to the next level, and that you've helped them, get stronger and more confident. So
yeah,
that's definitely why I like working here, and also because everyone is so nice, and you can tell everyone that works here wants the same thing. They want to make the child that comes in the door even better when they go out, and that's so awesome. You know, everyone's so nice here. It's like, is this real life?
That's one of the things that I really like about it. It's very like family environment. What is your cultural background?
Well, I am adopted. I was raised Jewish, actually. I had a bat mitzvah and all. So that was fun. But I am Eastern European and African, so like from the Congo or whatever. It's kind of shocking. But I don't know too much about it. But I know my father was obviously African and my mother was white. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I knew my mom's side. I just didn't. I've never met the father's side, and I don't really know him,
Yeah.
his name or anything. So it's anyone's guess.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of different things, though.
Yeah.
Like, even just from the white side, it was Czechoslovakian, Dutch, Irish, Iroquois, Cherokee, and German.
Oh, really?
And that was like 6 things just on the not this side. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know where I get the curly hair from.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the skin tone, but I don't need a tan ever.
There you go, yeah.
So that's good.
How old is your child and the students that you teach?
My child is 9. She's about to go in the 4th grade. And she is also from a mixed family.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom is Haitian and Puerto Rican, and her dad is Norwegian. And the kids I teach are usually like around 2 to like 10, 11. I'm like teaching higher levels now, so yeah, probably like I'd say 2 to like 15 is kind of like this age range, I guess.
Nice.
I like my little kids though. I love my preschool age. I'm like a preschool fan. I love them just because I feel like that window of learning and accepting knowledge is way wide open, more than when we're 10 and we know everything already.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Although they're a hoot, the 10-year-olds too.
I know. What is your experience with anti-bias education?
Well, I know when I went in Tampa, when I went to school or to like even dance studios there, it was very culturally diverse. There was a lot of, we danced to different kinds of music and African and salsa and every kind of genre of things. But when I moved here as a kid, it was like culture shock because I was the only kid in the class that was colored.
Really?
So it was really hard for me, and I didn't understand, why are we, why am I the only one that looks like this? And I didn't feel like in the right place, and I didn't realize at the time that was okay, and that I could still learn something from that situation, even if I was the only one that looked that way. I think it definitely helps when there's other people around you that you can share something with, and when there's not, it's very scary. But I think that was like my first experience with it. But teaching now, I don't see it too often, like in gymnastics. Like I don't see like a lot of, let's separate people, and I don't really see that much. But I know that it can happen. Like sometimes like a child will come in and say, oh, well, why does she look like that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we all look different and we're all special. Your stuffed animals all look different,
Yeah.
but they're all awesome, right? You like all your stuffed animals, but they're all different colors and shapes and sizes. And that's just how we are too. If we all look the same, how boring would that be?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that'd be so boring.
I like your analogy of the stuffed animal.
Right. That's what I think about. Like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
If you ever need to explain that to a kid, go with the stuffed animals, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't even think about that, but it's true.
Yeah. That's cute. They love the stuffed animals around that age. My daughter hoards stuffed animals.
Mine too. I got her to give up 2 trash bags full. Thank God.
Wow.
She was willing to do it, and I was like, yes, no, which one?
Yeah.
What's going in the bag?
Yeah.
And she purged a lot of it.
What more, if anything, would you like to do, or would you expect someone to do to address diversity?
I think, like, especially around holidays and stuff, that is really, like, a huge issue. Like, there's so many people that they don't celebrate Christmas, or they're, they don't celebrate anything. If you're a Jehovah's Witness, you don't celebrate anything. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, if you're Jewish, I mean, it is a culture, too. It's not just, like, the religion. So, like, sometimes you feel bad, like, oh, I don't get cool Santa and things like that. So maybe if, things happen, like, holidays, then you would just talk to the kids about every holiday. I don't see what's wrong with that, Or or, maybe play a song from their culture in the class, like during obstacle course time for like gym purposes, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like something like that, or, maybe you have like a week where you're just, countries around the world, we're talking about different people,
Yeah.
and doing different things. Would be really nice to see that more often instead of, these are the 3 holidays we're going to talk about. These are the 3, cultures. We're not just white or black, I mean, if you're Caucasian, so many things are part of, you.
Yeah.
You're not just one type of Caucasian.
Yeah.
There's a lot of types, You're Norwegian, you're German, you're, Irish. Oh, they're so gorgeous. But like, like even, I feel like that's so sad because like even Caucasian people, they're like, you're lumped into, you're just white.
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's an African American who is just really light skinned or Hispanic and you're just like, oh, you're a Colombian, but no, you're white because you look white. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That or, like the music is a really good idea, or even just, having them talk to the other child and ask them things about them too. Like what kind of foods do you like to eat? What kind of foods does your family eat? Or, what kind of music does your family listen to? Because sometimes it's different in every culture. Like they listen to different things. So I think just like communication about it is probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a book that you really enjoy reading to your child or like your classes that you teach that addresses anti-bias education?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really had read books with her about that. I mean, now that you bring it up, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes she gets upset like, oh, they said my hair is really frizzy or, things like that. So, I know there's like books like that though that talk about like, having nappy hair or frizzy hair and it being okay.
Yeah.
So maybe like, I'm not sure about a book per se that is specifically about that, but I'm sure they're out there. Just gave me a reason to look now.
There you go. How do you think children learn prejudice?
Hearing people put other people down, watching it firsthand or on TV. It's all over TV too. Like, the like hatred of other people, or even like just watching the news. Unfortunately, they're exposed to it. I think you just gotta combat it as soon as they hear it and they come to you with that. You just talk to them about it. But yeah, I think it happens a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah. And how do you think you could help combat that, like with your own family or your own daughter, students?
I think just by telling them that they're beautiful no matter what. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's about being beautiful on the inside and being good to other people and helping them and caring not only for yourself but for others.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything kind of situation. I'm very adamant with her about saying hateful things to other people or judging them, because I do it. We all do it. You'll drive down the road and you're, oh, get out of the way, you horrible person, or, But, and then you sit there and like, why did I say that? Just because I'm mad at the traffic. It's not their fault,
Yeah.
So, we're all guilty of judging other people, either for their appearance or what they're doing. It's just about, I guess, checking yourself. And, like, if you don't do that as an adult, your child's not going to do that, too, because they're watching that.
Yeah.
You are the moral compass for them.
Yeah.
So.
How do you think parents can help children understand and appreciate diversity among their peers?
Let your child play with other people of other cultures, please. That is one of the biggest issues, is they don't give them the exposure they need at a young age.
Yeah.
And then when they get out there in school, they're like, what?
Yeah.
What are you? What is this? Why are you this color? And you just got to expose them early, that make them know, because a child is not going to just automatically hate someone for their color. They have to be taught that or shown that. So, also, like, I think what's really great is, I have so many culturally diverse movies now. Like,
True.
watch some movies with your child about someone else's culture.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Watch Coco, something.
Yeah.
Watch a documentary about Martin Luther King, something. I made my child watch his speech. Like,
Really?
she had no clue about slavery, no clue about Holocaust or the Nazis or anything. Like, and she didn't know that there was so much hate about how someone looked in the world, and that it happened not that long ago.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that kids don't know that. And I know you're not supposed to tell them that young, but she's 9, so she should have that little inkling of, that's why we celebrate Martin Luther King Day, or, that's why it's Black History Month, or, Pride and Pride, or, Pride, from, like, why it's, LGBT, all those things, because they're the same thing. It's not, just race now, as people, what they connect to is being hated on too. Like who I love is being, downtrodden on, and it's horrible. So it's not just that. I think it's like just everyone in general. You should just be accepting of.
Yeah.
And if you're not teaching your kids that, then they're gonna find someone to judge.
I like it.
Thanks. This is very nerve-wracking, by the way.
Oh. Sorry.
I know, I'm like that horrible test taker kid that's like, oh.
It's all good. You're not being graded, I am.
Give her a good grade, she's doing it.
What is something you are passionate about children doing or not doing in regards to prejudices?
I'm really passionate about using kind words in the classroom. I think that just helps from the beginning about judging other people or the way they look. Like, if you just, as soon as you get those kids and they come in that door, you are saying, we're going to be kind to our friends, everyone's welcome here, everyone's on the same level, we're all equal. That really combats the, race stuff starting to come up. Also, like, playing games with them, making them all play games together and work together, build a fort together, move a map together.
Yeah.
Those really help. Like, switch them up. Don't let them go with their friend. And if you're going to partners, make them go with someone they never met before.
Yeah.
I love to switch up. No, you're going with her today. You're not going with her. And, I want to go with my friend. But you got to meet new friends.
Yeah.
You got to learn other people. Like, my daughter was really scared to move from O to B to here, because she had all her friends there. But I'm like, but you're never going to grow as a person if you don't move and do other things and meet more people.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah, now she loves it here. And she's like, this is way better than O to B.
Yeah. How do you help with racial differences among your students?
I think it helps that I am colored and I'm super wacky in class, so they're like, oh, she's a funny, ethnic person, so other people are going to be fun too and exciting. That helped me a lot. Just having a positive attitude, no matter what color you are, but talking to the kids, if there is an issue and it comes about, you should just stop immediately what we're doing and we're going to talk about it, and give each other high fives or something. Yeah. I don't know, but it happens not so much in gym, but it does happen. Oh, like I see it like in like aftercare and stuff like that a lot more. Like, people are they want to separate. I think it's like we need to bring the groups together. Like, don't let them go off and their section off the group. Like, they want to play with these people and these people play with these people. Like, you notice that a lot with boys and girls, as they'll separate. Like, middle school dance, hello, we stood on the wall and they just stared at us and we were over here and they were there. So, like, doing things that bring people together is super important.
Are there any students in your classes whose first language is not English?
Yes.
And how do you address and incorporate their language and culture into your class?
Well, luckily, in gymnastics, there's a lot of movement. So at first, to communicate with them, I'm using more movement and signing and showing them, or physically, if they I'm saying do a roll and they don't understand that, I'm putting their hands down and I'm turning their head down, but using the same English words while we're doing it, and I will always use the same words so they know that is what I'm doing. I'm doing a forward roll, even though I don't know what forward roll means. I know forward roll, if she does this, I'm gonna roll. So I do that a lot. Also, I try to talk to the parents, and if I'm having a hard time telling them to do something or explain something, at the end of class, I'll tell the parent, can you tell them in your language what we're talking about, or can you practice this at home and use your language, but also use English with it so they understand, like you say the word in your language, then say it in English and do it twice, in your language and in English. That helps a lot. Or sometimes I will try to look up online, like things like go, stop, or things I need in gym, like words like that, like roll. I remember we did a B'nai Israel Hebrew birthday party, and I literally went online and looked up how to say happy birthday in Hebrew, just to, like, hey, we're acknowledging that you are Jewish and you're having a birthday at a synagogue, so let's, have a little fun. And we sang it in Hebrew to him, and he thought it was so cool that they knew, what he was, doing, and that his birthday, and he spoke Hebrew, and his teacher was saying that, and that was cool to him. So
cool. That's a good. I'm sure that made him feel.
Google is your best friend. Use it. Google some words, some cultural things, songs. Wear a costume. You can dress up, and hopefully they won't be like, oh, it's cultural appropriation, but I'm just trying to inspire.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little sensitive about that. But I don't see what's the problem with that. Like, hey guys, we're gonna have like Africa Week, or that'd be cool.
That would be cool. That would be really funny to watch in Miss Debbie's class.
Yeah, right. She should totally do that.
Yeah.
It's like Mongolia Day.
Is there anything you think would be important for a teacher to know as they are moving into this field of early childhood education?
About cultural, about
just anything in general.
Be patient with yourself and with kids. Sometimes you're gonna flub up and do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, and it's okay. That's normal. Sometimes we just put our foot in our mouths, but you just keep the communication going. You talk to the kids, get on their level. Don't tower over them, because most little kids especially they get scared about that. So get down on their level, talk to them. Also, if there is an issue, talk to the parents immediately, as soon as you can, and maybe inspire, like, hey, we had a little question about someone else today and why they were darker, or let's talk about why it's beautiful to be dark or light, or how we're all beautiful on the inside and we're all humans. Like animals look different, they're animals. So just keep the communication open, I think, is probably the most beneficial. And take your time, do some research about it. If you do have a child that is from a different culture, like they're from India, learn to say hello in that language. That would be so cool if they, their parent come up and you can say hi to them in that special way, and they feel like, oh, she's, caring about who we are. Sometimes people will come to class and they'll be like, okay, it's Christmas holiday week, and it's like, that's not for them, and they don't, I know like a lot of people from the Middle East, so they do take holly and different holidays. It's not, talk about Ramadan. Tell them, hey, I hope you have a good fast. I don't know, something. But you can be inclusive. Look it up. Research. We got it all at our fingertips. Might as well use it. I know. I don't think the encyclopedia is going to help you too much anymore.
You can find it much faster now.
Please do it. Google it up.
Well, we are wrapping up here, so is there anything else that you would like to add on or state?
And just if you are a teacher, keep your eyes open,
Mm-hmm.
like really, really bad, because you could lose a student because of those things. You could not realize that they're being bullied all the time by some person about the way they look, and you won't even know because you're not keeping your eyes open and watching for those signs. So just make sure you keep everyone playing and loving together and not separating each other, because that's where it starts, is when you start separating, this person from this person, or I'm better than you. I think that's where it starts, is that, I can do this better than them. And then it's, but why? Is it because I look different, or is it because I'm doing the skill better? And they can't separate the two of, it's because I have stronger in skill wise, or because I look different.
Yeah.
So I think that's important too. But that's it.
Awesome.
Spread love, not hate.
Thank you so much for your time.
No
I appreciate it.
problem.
I'm going to go ahead and end this.
All right.